Are churches really doing well or are they dying? Well, according to Gallup research, church membership is below 50% for the first time in American history. In other words, when you go to Walmart, more than half the people that you encounter are not only not attending church, they're not even members. For me, this means that we as Christians are doing a terrible job at witnessing, and we're doing a terrible job at running and growing our churches. If we were doing a good job, then the majority of the people in the United States would be Christians. But they're not. And it's because of our incompetence that for the first time in American history, Christians are in the minority. Now, I'm not meaning to paint a doomsday scenario, but the trends, they're not looking promising. And when I go to churches, I don't see them packed with young people and children. I see old people. And the problem with this is that if there's no young people, then the church won't survive for very long. I'm not trying to be morbid, but sooner or later, the older, seasoned members of the church, they're not going to be around anymore. And then what's going to happen? Exactly what's happening now. Churches aren't going to be able to keep their doors open anymore because they're not going to have any members. They're not going to have enough money. In the last 3 years, around 4,500 churches every single year have closed their doors for good. And only around 3,000 new churches are opening every year. So this means that we're losing 1,000 churches every single year. Now, I'm not a math genius, but I'm pretty sure this means that churches are declining. And the trends among young people, they echo this fact, that the churches they're not doing well. Around 85% of kids in high school said that they did attend church for at least 1 year in high school. And that sounds great. That sounds like we're doing awesome. The problem is 7 out of the 10 of them said they've never been back since they graduated. And you've got to ask yourself, why don't people want to go to church? And brace yourself, because you're really not going to like this answer. But church is really, really boring. I know a lot of people don't like this answer, but let me explain it this way. Did you know that on Sunday they play football? Did you know that on your day off from work, you can grill out, you can swim, you can drink beer, you can relax, you can go to the beach, you can hang out with your friends, you can watch football? And are you really going to sit there and try to make an argument that going to church and listening to some really boring, long-winded sermon where somebody condemns you for enjoying life is more exciting than drinking beer and watching football? I don't think so. I hate to paint the picture like this, but the fact is, churches are competing with some pretty fun things in life, and we're losing. I don't think this is a losing battle, so don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to tell churches to shut their doors, pack it up, go home, and that we'll never win. What I am saying is that churches have to change their approaches. They have to compete with things that are far more entertaining than what we're currently doing. And I believe churches can get people in the door, and I even believe that they can keep them. However, this requires some flexibility and some creativity on our part. It doesn't mean that we have to change our foundational principles, we have to change our core beliefs, but it does mean that we have to change our approach. And if you need help doing this, if you need the tools to grow your church, keep the doors open, reach out to me, because I want to help in any way that I can. Because I don't want to see churches close their doors. I want to see churches grow. I want to see them succeed. And I think that we can do this together.